Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and today I'm going to do a little bit of art journaling. I've gathered some supplies here, but that's pretty much the extent of the planning that I've done for this. So I will be focusing on this 6x6 paper pad though, which is from Bo Bunny. It's called Kiss the Cook. There are 36 sheets and you get 12 unique designs, 3 each. They are single-sided, and it's a nice weight too. It's not paper. It's I would class it more like a lightweight cardstock. I've got some scraps left over from other projects, some ephemera tags from card kits, and these cool I guess they're vellum, maybe washi stickers that I got, which I've never used before. So I've gathered everything up mostly to, with the color scheme in mind of the papers that I chose, and also the sort of vintagey look. Okay, so this is actually going to be the first time I'm using this product. It's called Walnut Ink Crystals, and it's water soluble, so you can easily dissolve it in, I even just dissolved it in room temperature water and it worked just fine, but warm water would probably dissolve it quicker. And I have it mixed up in this little spray bottle here. I didn't really pay any attention to the ratio. I would just recommend adding enough crystals to get the color that you're looking for. And I'm just going to just spray all over my art journal page and create a little bit of a coffee stain, tea stained appearance, although because I'm spraying and not soaking the paper completely in a wash of this walnut ink, it has a more mottled look, so you can actually see those splashes, which I really like. It adds straight away some texture to my background. And the reason why I got it though is because I thought that at some point I might want to make a more vintage style album. And my understanding is that this walnut ink is archival or acid free, where coffee and tea, they definitely have, acid in them. I don't know if it's enough to really age or impact your photos at all, but I don't really want to take that risk. So that's why I got this product, and I figured I would just play with it a little bit before I actually use it on on an album. And it's fun to use it in this application where you can just spritz it wherever you need. And here, I didn't want it so much for the splashes, but more just to rub along the edge of the torn paper to anchor these papers onto the page a bit more. And you'll see me do that a lot, where as I add a new layer to this page base, I'll try to add some more of that walnut ink stain to have it, fit onto the page and kind of look as though it's all been aged, kind of at the same time. And so nothing looks too fresh or too new. And it's kind of like when you cook and you season every time you add like a new ingredient to your dish, and that way you're kind of always adjusting for something new that you've put in to make sure that as a whole it all works together. So that's how I like to think of it anyways. And I haven't been art journaling for long. This is I've done it less than a handful of times at this point, and it's really fun. I'm taking it as an opportunity to do some crafting without a plan. A lot of times for my card making, I'll think for days sometimes about how I want to use an element, a product, card mechanics I want to try or figure out how to do. So with art journaling, I'm using it as an exercise to just be creative without like an end goal in mind and to be a little bit more fluid with my process, and to try different looks, different techniques, maybe things that I'm not as comfortable doing, or that I just haven't done enough of, or that I want to learn. And also it's a way to kind of bring out the products in my craft room that maybe don't get used as often as they should, and let them have their time in the craft room as well. Like this Mod Podge, which I don't use for anything really. It's just a small bottle that I got from the Dollar Tree. So it's a good opportunity for me to kind of achieve a lot of different goals really. And the other thing that I'm challenging myself with is to break free from straight lines, and so that's why I'm tearing the edges of everything. And I had a little happy accident just now where I wanted to do some larger splatters, and often what I do is just take the spray nozzle out and splatter using splatter from that uptake tube. And when I did that, a bunch of the walnut stain ink kind of dripped down to the bottom of my bottle, and I was just going to wipe the bottom of the bottle off, but then I decided to just press it onto my page, and it gave me that really nice coffee ring look. And so I went with it, and you'll see me actually intentionally do it on the other half of this 2-page layout. So here I'm just building up this tag. It's going to be sort of a focal image because I really love this vellum sticker set that I have, and so I wanted to use that as sort of my focal image. And then I have another vellum sticker that I'll be using as kind of a sentiment. I guess our journal pages don't necessarily have to have a sentiment, but I decided that I wanted to add that. And you saw me here intentionally kind of press some of those rings, but none of the ones on the other page. I wasn't going for anything really perfect because it's so covered up. But this one here, since you can really see a really nice defined ring, I'm actually going to avoid covering that up too much because I really love how that turned out. And the stamp I was using, it's like a legit homemade chocolate chip cookie recipe. It's part of a tag set that I think is from Crafter's Companion, and I actually stamped using archival ink, which is permanent when it's completely dry. That way, if I need to splatter on some more of that walnut ink, then I can do that and not have to worry about the ink running or smearing. Not that it's all that legible anyways. I was going for very imperfect stamping, but it's at least still clear. It's not blurry. So I did want to keep it that way. And one of the fun things about art journaling for me anyways is that it's I think it's nice to craft without a plan and just use sort of, I think they call it, intuitive art, where you just sort of go with the flow, you assess things, as you're building them up, and just figure out and decide in the moment, what else does this piece of art need? And so that's where a lot of what I'm doing kind of developed. I did make it a little bit easy for myself by just selecting some supplies to work from, hopefully more than what I needed, but then just, going with the flow and adding things as needed. So here is another example where once I had this tag set on here, I wanted to add a little bit of a drop shadow. So I just smushed on some of my archival ink, spritzed it with my walnut ink solution so that I can just have that nice subtle wash of like a tint of color that I used as a little drop shadow on those tag elements. And so here's a final look at my 2-page art journal spread. I hope that you enjoyed this. video, and if you did, please consider liking, commenting, and sharing. And if you want to catch new videos as I post them, consider subscribing to my channel and ringing the notification bell. Thanks so much. Until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye!